So let's start taking a look at the video. Now we can see Kumiko in her kimono. Sorry, can I already say something? She was doing and then she smiled, and then she put it down and it was over. Minasan konnichiwa, and welcome to Let's Ask Shogo. It's me, Shogo, and I have Tomoko.
Hi.
And also on the other side of the camera, I have my wife, Harumi.
Yeah.
So we've been making quite a lot of tea ceremony related videos in our channel. And in the comments of these videos, I often saw, oh, it brings me back memories of Karate Kid 2 and the tea ceremony scene. Yeah. But in Japan, the reviews are actually pretty bad. Yeah. And the tea ceremony scene actually has a lot of problems. There's a lot of blog articles about it, especially because Harumi, Tomoko, and I, we three are all tea ceremony trainees. And we are going to be reacting to the procedures that Kumiko is going to be doing. And I would love to know our opinions about what we think about the scene in the movie. Yeah. We actually have the tea utensils, the tools prepared behind us. It's actually a set of tea tools that we use for training at home. So whatever we explain about during the reactions, we really want to show you how it's done here using these tools as well. So I hope you can enjoy this video till the end. And by the way, before we start though, Harumi, Tomoko, and I, we belong to the Sansenke, which is a ryuha style in tea ceremony. But there's actually about 20 ryuha styles in tea ceremony, but we only belong to the Sansenke. So what we say about the scene is not completely always correct. We are all trainees and we only belong to a certain style. So if you notice some things that do take place in other styles, please let us know in the comments. We would love to learn from you. In this channel, you can take a closer look at Japanese traditional culture, tips on traveling to Kyoto, and social problems in Japan. So learners and lovers of Japanese language and culture, be sure to subscribe to enjoy more content. それでは動画見ていきましょうか。Okay, so everything is ready, so let's start taking a look at the video. Now we can see Kumiko in her kimono. Sorry, can I already say something? Is it okay? I really can notice her necklace, you know, that she has.
Yeah.
First of all, you wouldn't have any accessories inside the tea room, right? At least what we have learned. That's because could damage the tea utensils, the tea tools like the bowls and such. These utensils, they could be really, really expensive. And even if they're not that expensive, it could be something like a treasure for that person. It could be like, oh, this bowl is from my grandfather's generation, or things like that, So you would never ever have any accessories on yourself when you do tea ceremony. And about her hair too.
Yeah.
We're talking a little bit about her hair. This looks like as if she was laying down in her room. She was like relaxing.
I don't know if you want to show relaxing.
Okay.
That proper
casual kind of occasion. Maybe she did it on purpose. Okay. So we haven't played the video yet, by the way. It's gonna be starting from here, okay. There she starts. Sorry, I want to stop it here already. So this is the hukusa, right? It's an item that you use to clean the utensils as part of the procedures. There's something written on it. What does this mean?
I can't read it.
Yeah, I can't read it either. First of all, is it common to have kanji characters written on your fukusa in the first place?
I think it's not common, but it's okay.
Okay.
My teacher
really?
said.
But the color is really same, right? Like the shuiro.
Yeah, exactly. Usually it's the red or orange. And then us men would use the purple ones.
Oh, yeah.
Let's continue the video.
Can I stop here?
Yeah.
I wanted to say the nail is too long.
Yeah.
You can already see it in this scene too. The nails are way too long. Long nails could damage the items as well. Yeah. Not only when you actually drink the matcha from the tea bowl, but during the tea ceremony, there will be occasions where you get to see each item because they're all precious. At the end of the tea ceremony, the tea host will bring all the utensils to you and the guests will take a look at each item. Oh, this is beautiful and things like that. If you had nails like this long, you're gonna be scratching the items. So I think regardless of the ryuha style, having long nails would be inappropriate. I think in Japan, if you had such long nails and took part in tea ceremony, I think you would get kicked out. Or have to like clip it at there, at there. You would definitely not be able to properly participate.
It's definitely really rude.
It'd be really, really rude. Super rude, yeah. Okay, so let's move on then. Oh yeah, she's gonna be folding the fukusa. So this is okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the fukusa folding was okay.
Stop it.
Yeah.
The chashaku, tea scoop,
Uh-huh.
putting way
How she was putting it on the table.
is a little bit different.
That's right. You would have it facing downwards,
Yeah.
right? Not up. That's because you carry the tea scoop on your bowl. If you have it this way, when you move it around, it'll slip. Much easier than having it facing downwards. So I think, yeah, at least what we learn, we definitely would put the tea scoop downwards. All right, let's move on again. Yeah, doing the wiping of the tea scoop. Really important. There's Daniel.
Daniel.
Oh, you want to stop it? You want to stop it? Yeah.
The small one is futaoki for putting on the cover.
Of the pot, right?
But the cover putting on the table. So
Yeah. We should have this wooden lid here on top of the futaoki because futaoki literally means a place where you put the lid. And also the lid itself. Your instructor was saying using such a basic wooden lid is really strange too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of different types of pots, by the way. This is just one we have here, but they would have like these iron lids on it too. You wouldn't usually have a wooden lid, right?
水屋で使うようなやつ。
Yeah, maybe not something that you would show to the guests when you do the proper procedures.
And the pot, the mouth is too wide, I think.
Yeah, it's huge, exactly.
Huge.
Yeah, like take a look at ours. You can see that it's a lot smaller. And your instructor was saying that you could have such a pot, right? But the strange thing is that if you would use these wide open kind of pots, it would usually be winter when the room is cold. You want to have more of the, the hot air coming into the room to warm the air. You could use the bigger pots, yes. But the mizusashi, the water container, is strange because the water container is for summer and it would usually have a lid. There is no lid for the mizusashi in the first place. Maybe this is the lid for mizusashi?
I wanted to say that this might be.
Maybe this lid is for the mizusashi?
And there's no lid for.
There's no lid for the pot, oh no. So I think we can finally move on now. Finally putting the matcha into the table.
Good smile.
Good smile, yeah. Can I stop it here for her too? So she probably put 2 scoops of matcha into the bowl. That was okay, probably. She was dropping the matcha from a really high position. Matcha is powder. The windows are open, I think. If there was some kind of wind coming into the room, the matcha is gonna be going all over the place, right? So when you're putting matcha into the cup, you need to put it deeper into the cup and drop it. Okay, let's move on. Smiling again. Can I stop it there? So when she put the hot water into the bowl, number one, I wanted to ask you, she was the water scoop, into the bowl quite deeply. Would you put it inside the bowl that much?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I think you're not allowed to put the hishaku into the bowls that deeply. Number two, after she put the hot water into the bowl, she was shaking the hishaku, so that would be considered inappropriate too. That would be one of the first things you'll be scolded by your instructor. Tea ceremony is a time where you have to relax and enjoy the moment, enjoy the nature and things like that. If you do this, you look like you're irritated, you're angry, and you're rushing. So that wouldn't be good for the guests. So that was something that really concerned me a lot, especially. It was something that my instructor taught me very strictly too, yeah. Let's move on then. Shaking. Putting it back. Okay, I'm sorry. Her nails are so long. But this is something called kirigishaku. When you put the shaku back onto the pot, there's 3 different patterns and movements that you do with the shaku. So this is kirigishaku. And in your style, it's correct to do kirigishaku after you put the hot water into the matcha, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure this is trying to do your style, I believe, because urasenke is probably the biggest style that exists in tea ceremony. Was that the right way to do kirigishaku? I'm curious. She was doing this as she was pulling. Can you watch it one more time? I wanted to see, she puts it and she slides and she puts it down. Is that correct?
A little bit different. I
Yeah,
think.
wouldn't it be churn, put it down,
Yes.
and then move your hand, right? She was churning and pulling her hand and then putting it down. So if you take a look at the details, I think it's a little bit different. Okay, so finally the hot water's into matcha. It's time for her to whisk, I believe. Okay, oh, there comes the tea whisk. Smiles again. Can I stop it here again? So again, I think Kumiko is trying to do urasenke's tea procedures. But in urasenke, the movement of your tea whisk would be much faster, wouldn't it be? Yeah, it'd be really fast, like a mixer almost. And you make the really delicious foamy kind of tea, right, in urasenke. But she, in this video here, she was doing and then she smiled, and then she put it down and it was over, right? So it's impossible for you to get a lot of foam with right? So there's sansenke is 3 different major styles in tea ceremonies. So urasenke is the biggest, and there's omotesenke and mushakoji senke. In omote and mushakoji, we actually don't make that much foam. Just a few times and they'll be over. So it's kind of like mixing together the sansenke, I think. Yeah. So that was a little bit strange too. I was originally thinking this was something called the ryureshiki, where you actually use tables and chairs to do the tea ceremony. It's actually kind of like a new style of procedures, right? But this actually, they're sitting on the floor, but they're using a table. The reason why they invented ryureshiki is because it's hard for people to sit on the floor, right? But if they can do that, why use a table? Maybe it exists, but we are definitely not familiar with it. Okay, let's move on then. Well, she's almost probably finished doing it. She turns the bowl. Yeah, let's stop it here too. In our style, the sansenke, we wouldn't turn the bowl counterclockwise when we hand it to the guest. Yeah, we would always turn it clockwise and hand it to the guest. However, your instructor was saying that there are some styles that do counterclockwise before giving it to the guests. Basically, the turning of the bowl is to avoid front face, which is the most beautiful side of the bowl. So clockwise, counterclockwise doesn't really matter that much. If you're turning the bowl, it's okay. So I think this could be possible in some other styles that we do not know about. Okay. It's almost about time for Daniel to enjoy the matcha. It's prepared. Her long nails just, just catch my eyes every time.
It's windy.
It's very windy. And he turns the bowl. Well, that's, yeah, appropriate, turning the bowl clockwise. Well, yeah, let's stop it here. So in this scene, Daniel is not familiar with tea ceremonies. That's completely fine, but this wouldn't be the way you would hold the tea bowl, though. You would have one hand to support the bottom, and you have the other hand to support it from the side. Again, these tea bowls could be tens and hundred thousands of dollars, for example. If you drop it and break it, you wouldn't even want to imagine. My brain would go completely blank if that happened to me. What would you say to the person who owns the bowl, right? Okay, so Daniel finally got his matcha. Looking at her every time he drinks. Okay, and he tries to turn it. Yeah. But at the tea ceremony, by the way, when you finish drinking matcha, you would make a slurping sound. The reason why you make the slurping sounds at tea ceremonies is because during tea ceremony, it's best that you avoid useless communication. It's an occasion for you to feel the nature, you know, put your mind in Zen state kind of thing. So you slurp the matcha to tell the host that you're done drinking and it was delicious. And by hearing the sound, the host can move on to the next procedures. It's like a sign that you give to each other without talking. So in a tea ceremony, you would do that, but like in this movie, it's completely fine. Daniel doesn't know about it, so we just wanted to tell you that. Yeah. Okay, he's done drinking. The bowl goes back to Kumiko. I think that's the end of the tea ceremony. And then she takes off the kanzashi.
Why?
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 True.
It's not the end of the...
No, it's not.
Yeah, no.
Yep, and there is the kiss scene right there. Okay, let's stop it there.
Oh.
So if this was a proper tea ceremony, after the guest drinking the matcha is definitely not the end of the tea ceremony at all. From here, the host would, bring the tea bowl back in front of him or her. They would wash the tea bowl and they would return back to the kitchen and leave the tea room once to take back all the tea utensils. So this is not a scene where you can kiss the guests. That's completely fine. I mean, this is not a proper tea ceremony. Yeah, we're just saying that if this was a proper tea ceremony, there's many more procedures from here. So that is the end of the video. One thing I would want to say is that it could be a good introduction to get to know about the culture, but to be honest, calling this a tea ceremony, I would say it's inappropriate. Yeah, because a tea ceremony needs all the precise movements and the rules and procedures. If you don't follow those things, you can't call it a tea ceremony. So that's a difficult part, I would say. Like, for example, if you're just going to be enjoying matcha at home and you just want to make matcha for your friend, that's completely fine. You can do any way you want it to be. But calling it a tea ceremony, you have to follow some certain rules. This is not a tea ceremony, though.
The scene is really romantic. And
Yeah, exactly. It is a really important scene in the movie, for sure.
I'm really happy they chose tea ceremony to make this romantic scene. If the procedure is more correct,
Properly done.
it might be really perfect.
Yeah, it would have been more touching and moving, the scene would have been.
For us, like trainees, there's so many plays that, this is
This is not, is that what? What is that? We have to stop every time, so we can't concentrate on the scene, we can't concentrate on their love and stuff. So that is a little bit, I guess, sad. In a way you can say. Yeah, I completely understand. So then everyone, we'd be happy to know if there's any other tea ceremony scenes in movies or dramas or anime that we'd love to have us react to. It'd be great if you can let us know in the comments. And if this video was enjoyable for you to watch and you learn more about the tea ceremony, it'd be great if you can let us know by hitting the like button, and it'll help to boost this video to more viewers too. And our goal is to achieve 1 million subscribers by January 2023, so your help would mean a lot. And we'll see you in our next Trainees React series. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you.